Hi guys, let's look at this simple question that we have here. We're told to solve the simultaneous equations below. The equations are x squared plus y squared is equal to 29. And we also have y minus x is equal to 3. So these are two equations that we're expected to solve together. There are different methods of solving simultaneous equations. We have the substitution method, the elimination method, and the graphical method. But in this particular question, we can only use the substitution method. The reason is, looking at these two equations, we observe that in this first equation, the variables have exponents of 2. In this second equation, the variables have exponents of 1. So if we are going to use the elimination method, we will not be able to cancel out. Okay, so we can only use the substitution method. So let's go ahead to solve this. So let's call this equation 1 and let's call this equation 2. Okay, so solution. So since equation 2 has an exponent of 1, it is better to make one of the two variables subject of the formula in equation 2 and then substitute into equation 1. So let's make y the subject of equation 2. So we have y minus x is equal to 3. For y to be the subject of the formula in equation 2, y has to be alone on the left. Therefore, we have to move minus x to the right. When we move minus x to the right, it's going to turn to positive x. So this will give us y is equal to 3 plus x. And let's call this equation 3. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is substitute y in equation 3 into equation 1. That means wherever we see y in equation 1, we're going to replace it with 3 plus x. Okay, so let's do that. So this will give us x squared plus 3 plus x square is equal to 29. Okay, so we need to expand this. 3 plus x squared means 3 plus x multiplied by 3 plus x. So let's write it down. 3 plus x multiplied by 3 plus x. 3 times 3 gives us 9. 3 times x gives us 3x. X times 3 gives us 3x. And x times x gives us x squared. So rearranging this, we have x squared. 3x plus 3x gives us 6x plus 9. So we're going to replace this with x squared plus 6x plus 9. So this will give us x squared plus x squared plus 6x plus 9 is equal to 29. So x squared plus x squared will give us 2x squared. 2x squared plus 6x. In this quadratic equation, we see that there is a constant on the left and there's a constant on the right. So let's move this 29 to the left. When it crosses over the equal to sign, it becomes a negative 29. So plus 9 minus 29 is going to give us minus 20. It's equal to 0. So now we have a proper quadratic equation. So we can solve this quadratic equation to find the values of x. Since it's a quadratic equation, x is going to have two values. Okay, so in a quadratic equation, we know that our a is equal to 2 since a is the coefficient of x squared. Our b is equal to 6 since b is the coefficient of x. And our c is equal to minus 20. So our next job is to look for two numbers that will multiply themselves to give us AC and add themselves to give us B. Remember, AC is 2 multiplied by minus 20, which will give us minus 40. And our B is plus 6. So what are two numbers that will multiply themselves to give us minus 40? And those same two numbers will add themselves to give us plus 6. Without wasting our time, the two values are minus 4 and plus 10. So minus 4 plus 10. Minus 4 multiplied by plus 10 will give us minus 40. Minus 4 plus 10 will give us plus 6. So we're going to use these two values to replace plus 6. So over here, instead of having 6x, we're going to have minus 4x plus 10x. Okay, so let's do that. So this will give us 2x squared minus 4x plus 10x minus 20 is equal to 0. Okay, so now we can factorize these first two together and factorize this second two together. So looking at these two, what is common? 2x is common. So we have 2x parenthesis 2x squared divided by 2x is going to give us x. Minus 4x divided by 2x is going to give us minus 2. plus 10x and minus 20. What is common is 10. 10x divided by 10 is going to give us x. Minus 20 divided by plus 10 is going to give us minus 2. Is equal to 0. So that means the values outside the bracket is equal to 0 and the values inside the bracket is equal to 0. So since the two values inside the bracket are the same, we can just equate one of them to 0. So this means 2x plus 10 is equal to 0, or x minus 2 is equal to 0. So moving plus 10 to the right, we're going to have minus 10. So 2x is equal to minus 10, or x is equal to minus 2 crossing over to the right is going to give us 2. This way, we've not gotten the final value of x, so we divide both sides by 2. So 2 cancel out 2. We have x is equal to minus 10 divided by 2 will give us minus 5, or x is equal to 2. So now we've gotten the two possible values of x. Remember, in order to solve the simultaneous equation, we need to find the values of x and y. We've gotten the values of x. Now we need to find the values of y. So now when x is equal to minus 5, going back to equation 3, y is equal to 3 minus 5, or 3 plus minus 5. Plus times minus will give us minus. So this means y is equal to 3 minus 5, which will give us minus 2. And also when x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3 plus 2. Therefore, y is equal to 5. So the two possible values of x will be minus 5 and plus 2, and the two possible values of y will be minus 2 and plus 5. So this is the simple answer to this question. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like the video, share with your friends, and follow for more maths content. See you in the next video. Bye.